Hi, once again, this is Brother Teacher with another commentary. And this particular subject is interesting, as many of them are that I present. And before I begin, I want to say this. I enjoy entertaining many of you that watch my video platform here on YouTube. I enjoy giving many of you information on everyday life issues. And I just wanted to let you know that in advance, I appreciate all of you for watching my videos, for subscribing even, and for even sharing the information that I impart to you. And with that said, this video is going to be no different than any one I've done in time past. It's going to be one of interest and informative for some, educational for others, maybe, possibly entertaining. And it's about women that are high maintenance. Ladies, are you high maintenance? Someone might ask the question, what is high maintenance? High maintenance is that young lady, that middle-aged lady, and even sometimes the older women that like to take good special care of themselves. Sometimes they can be a little obsessive with it, sometimes even anal. So high maintenance is when women take a lot of time to invest in their appearance. For one, high maintenance can be other things outside that are even similar to this particular situation, but let's just talk about the physical woman. Women like to take good care of their hair, washing, conditioning, shampooing, styling, and so forth, by taking several trips oftentimes to the beauty salon. Sometimes there are women that do their own hair or have their family members do their hair. Nevertheless, they still are taking time to get their hair done, and they're very articulate when it comes down to doing their hair. They like certain or specific styles and so forth. They like to even color their hairs. And some women cut their hair. Some people just prefer their hair, or women, I should say, prefer their hair long. And there are some women, especially black women, that like to insert and attach hair to their own existing hair by braiding, plaiting, and various other styles. And even some women like wigs. Whatever the case is, women like to take extra care of their hair. No pun intended. Another thing that women like to do is their nails. Fake nails, even. French nails. And they're very meticulous about that. A lot of women, when they have jobs to do around the house, they're very careful about not breaking those $50 to $100 nails off. And they wear gloves. Some women who work in jobs or occupations, they have to use a cash register or a typewriter or so forth, if there's still any typewriters around, that is, or maybe even a computer screen where they're actually typing and using their fingers. They're very careful not to break those already expensive nails because they want them to be lasting enough, I should say, for the next 2 or 3 weeks before they have to get them redone again. So it's not to say that the women's nails are not pretty, not beautiful. It can be pricey. And what about the women who want to take care of their face? You know, some women like to have the mud mask or the various other types of mask on their face, you know, to prevent acne and so forth, and to keep that sheen going on their face. And a lot of people, or women I should say more specifically, like to add the makeup, the powder, the rouge, the mascara, the lipstick, and the sky's the limit. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about already. Not to mention the women who like the piercings. I won't mention tattoos in this particular video as far as the face is concerned, because I have my own viewpoint as it relates to that. Maybe that's a topic for another discussion or video. But as far as the makeup on the face, the lipstick and the eyeliner and even the lip liner for some women, I think if it's done in moderation and not excessively done, it's appealing to the eye. But I've seen so many women so many times, especially in the black culture, if you will, that overdo the makeup on the face. Now, as far as the piercings are concerned, I understand, comprehend an earring or two. But some women like to bring the earrings all the way up to the top. 6, 7, 8, 9 earrings. Nothing wrong with that necessarily. I particularly think it's a little excessive. And there are some women who like to put the earring in the nose, or the tongue ring in, and the lip ring, and the eye brow ring, and so forth, and even rings that come through their skin out here. I've seen a lot of that here lately. So what about the toes? Can't leave the toes out. Women like to have the pedicures done as well as the manicures. They like to have the pretty bright purple and blues and reds painted on their toenails. Nothing wrong with that. Now, we would be remiss if we left out the clothing and the accessories that go along with those, the bracelets, the necklaces, the pins, the brooches, and things of this sort. And then the Louis Vuitton bags, and the what's the other one? Michael Kors. Some people have an issue with Michael Kors purses and so forth, and the belts, and the outfits just in general, the dresses and the jeans, and the tight jeans, and the low hanging jeans, or low riding jeans if you will, and the skinny jeans or skinny leg jeans, and then the tights and the tights and the tights, and the certain types of panties that women wear nowadays, and some women even go without the panties, and the little stockings and so forth, and then the shoes to boot. So ladies, are you high maintenance? All of the aforementioned things, all of the things that I just mentioned, there's nothing wrong with that. It only becomes something wrong with it when you become obsessed with it. Anytime that you're walking around and you are looking for someone to acknowledge you for what you're wearing, what you're carrying, and your appearance, it could be a deep inner-seated issue within. Can we say possibly lack of self-esteem? Could it possibly be that? Now, I didn't want to pop out and appear to be a counselor all of a sudden as I began initially to talk about all of the different things that women like to take and pay attention to as far as their appearance is concerned. But I am saying this. It's okay to be concerned about your appearance and to take pride in how you look. But we need to understand, we need to comprehend why we're doing it. Is it really for you? Is it for your man? Or is it for some other reason? Is it because you may think that you're not beautiful and that you need to do all of these additional things so that people can give you compliments? Is that the real reason? Now, I want to also add this. Anytime you become so obsessed with your appearance, ladies, I'm only talking about you right now. Anytime you become so obsessed with your appearance that it takes an inordinate amount of time to get prepared for work, for school, for even play, to do anything, and you're always late, you're always procrastinating about things that you should really be paying attention to, your real obligations, because you're paying more attention to your appearance than anything else, that it makes you late, and that you infringe even upon other people's time because of your lateness, because you're taking time to get the outward person prepared for whatever. There could be some form of psychosis. I'm not calling you crazy, I'm just saying. You see, to have a general maintenance of your body is one thing, but to have someone label you as high maintenance, when in fact it is true, is another. If I were you, and even as a man, I don't want anyone to label me as high maintenance, which means really in essence is that you take so much pride in what you're doing that you want someone else to help you maintain that, when it's really your issue and not theirs. So ladies, what I'm saying in essence is this. If you are in a relationship with a man and you expect him to always be buying you all of these trinkets, these rings, these bracelets, and these tennis bracelets and necklaces and gold and silver and new purses every time something comes out, and even a cell phone, the latest cell phone. Have you ever thought that maybe you are overstepping your bounds a bit? Have you ever thought or considered that maybe there is something wrong within? I know sometimes we say, well, I'm going to do this for myself because I deserve it. Why do you deserve it? Not saying that you don't, because I don't know anyone's situation that's out there watching me right now. But there are some that say, I deserve it. I'm going to treat myself to this. My nails being done. And women have told me this in business. I'm going to treat myself to a spa because I deserve it. I'm going to treat myself to a wax because I deserve it. I'm going to treat myself to a new hairstyle because I deserve it. You always deserve it. Every single day. Not just on a specific situation or a certain circumstance. You deserve it. Not because Christmas comes around or your birthday or sweetest day or Valentine's Day. You always deserve the best, ladies. But don't let deserving the best in your mind take you off track of what the real issue may be. Loving yourself is important, and that's for all of us. Love yourself. Go ahead and love yourself. But don't be so obsessed with yourself that you push other people that you should be loving away from you. So, high maintenance, using me for example as a scenario. This is hypothetical. If I'm in a relationship with a woman that's high maintenance, she's always wanting me to buy her things to keep her in the norm or up with the Joneses. I would be uncomfortable with that because every waking moment of her life, she's obsessed with how she looks. If we're in a relationship, if there is any obsession, it should really be her obsession with me, her man, not the opposite. There should not be anything that pushes her away from me, and all she's thinking about is how well she looks. So I said earlier, or I alluded to it at least, it could be some experience that she had when she was coming up as a child or teenager, a bad experience, where someone talked about her and called her ugly, or called you ugly, depending on who you are watching. And ever since then, as you were growing up and experiencing life, you probably began to believe that. And you say, well, I need to do all of these extra things to look pretty. Not just to myself, but to the world, to society. You can't make people love you, high maintenance women. You must love you. And you must love you from within for who you really are. Regardless of whatever God has blessed you with in terms of appearance, be you on a scale of 1 to 10, the lowest person in your mind on the scale, somewhere mediocre, or even at the top. It's okay wherever you fall, because you are all beautiful. God, the Creator, has never made a mistake about anything He's ever done. So don't you make a mistake and think that you need to do all of this extra stuff just so someone can like or love you. This is from brother teacher to all you high maintenance women. You don't have to be high maintenance and turn people away from you because you're crowding and encroaching upon their own lives, especially the man or the other person that's in your life. Just be you. That's it. Just be you. And when you are who you really are, when you are yourself, you're just being you. Guess what? The conclusion is going to be people will love you for you. This is Brother Teacher. What do you think? So long.